friends, three best friends, hanging out and doing stuff. Three best friends, da-da-da-da-da-da-da, doing stuff. Hanging out, doing stuff.
Seriously? That's your theme song?
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Took us years to write it.
No cookies for you.
304!
Whoa. Hey, this kid's out cold, man. Must be a delivery guy.
This late? Let's see what's in the bag.
Cookies.
Cookies. Give me that. Still warm.
Any good?
Damn good.
Hey, Mal, this kid's bleeding bad, man. You better call an ambulance.
Yeah, sure.
304!
Yep. That's pretty ghetto. But I guess this'll do for now.
Yeah, man, that's what I figured. I spent all day yesterday down at Late Night Cookies, and the owner ran the whole operation down for me.
Yeah, when's he closing down?
At the end of the week. After that thing with the delivery man, he wants to cut and run as soon as possible.
Hey, man, that kid's lucky to even be alive after a fall like that.
He said he didn't fall.
What, you believe that? Yeah, 6'4" Girl Scout clotheslined him at 2 in the morning. Come on, man, the kid's whack.
Brain damaged, more like.
304!
This is a steal for $2,000. It's got plenty of room for all the cargo.
What cargo? You're delivering cookies. I can get a Vespa for $1,200.
A Vespa ain't gonna cut it in the winter, Mal.
It's either that or a bicycle. Take your pick.
Listen, I feel I have a lot more to offer than just being a mere delivery guy. For starters, I'm clearly the muscle of this group.
How do you figure that? Because you're good at Wii boxing?
Which has improved my hand-eye coordination, and given the risks of the job, maybe I'm entitled to a little more compensation.
What risks are you talking about?
What if there is a giant Girl Scout targeting delivery men?
Then you're screwed. If memory serves me right, the last time you got in a fight, you got your ass kicked.
He was a bully.
He had Down syndrome.
Exactly. I'm not gonna hit a kid with Down syndrome.
What good are you?
What?
304!
Frank, you got a second? Let's take a look at this.
Looks like someone got her murder badge.
Boss, you know he didn't actually die, right?
What?
The delivery boy. He didn't die, he just got some cuts and scrapes and a mild concussion.
So?
He wasn't actually murdered.
You think I don't know that?
Sure, it's just... You said murder badge.
I was just saying it for effect.
But it isn't true.
What do you want me to say? Mild concussion badge?
Yeah, maybe. At least that'd be accurate.
Accurate? What the? You know what? Just forget it. Rookie.
Ted Terrio. Mr. Anderson, 350, the American Century. I'll be here all afternoon. Shoot. World War II. The Germans and the Japanese. We did. 110?
304?
304, Eastern European.
304 South Atherton?
404, Colonial?
304 apartment.
Right.
Professor Theriault, right?
Call me Ted.
Call me now.
Ted Terrio. Mr. Anderson. The French and Indian War. The French and the Indians. We did, with a little help from our British friends.
The best and the brightest.
Mr. Taggart. I've been a landlord for a long time, and I know a red flag when I see one.
Well, if you're afraid it'll bounce, I'll just pay you in cash.
Oh, I have an arrangement with the IRS. I no longer deal in cash, and they no longer camp out in my living room for weeks at a time.
You've been audited?
Moving on.
No, but we signed the lease, and the lady at the office said
That was a misunderstanding. Besides, Shirley's just the agent. As landlord, my signature has to be on the lease too. Now, if you read the lease, it calls for first month's rent and a security deposit. It's pretty standard, really.
I don't understand what the problem is. I mean, I gave you a whole year's rent in advance.
Only one kind of person pays a year in advance.
A football recruit?
Living young and wild and free, eh, Snoop? Watching those fat stacks pile up. Just another day at the coffee shop.
You think I'm dealing drugs?
That's your business.
Well, no, if it's a problem, I'll just pay you monthly.
Well, why else would you be paying in advance?
I figured it'd be easier to pay in advance. That way I could concentrate on selling my cookies.
That's like what? Pot, reefer, Acapulco Gold?
No, like chocolate chip, oatmeal raisin, macadamia nut.
You're gonna stick with that story, huh? Just selling cookies?
Yeah, it's an after-hours thing.
Late night cookies. Don't we already have a place like that? What's it called?
Late night cookies.
That's it.
Yeah, but they went under. Something about not being able to find students willing to work that late. But the word on the street is that the Girl Scouts ran them out of business.
Do you know anything about the cookie business?
What's to know? You bake them and you sell them.
Just you and your roommates.
Yeah, Tony the baker and Jack the driver.
What, no Benny the butcher?
What?
Do you have a name?
The Nosferatu Baking Company.
That's a shame.
Well, what's a shame?
You can't operate a business out of the house due to a zoning conflict because it's in a residential area. But I tell you what, you give me a new check for 2 months' rent, and I'll let you out of the lease after that. That should give you plenty of time to set up the Nosferatu Baking Company elsewhere. I love the name, though. Mr. Anderson.
304!
So he wouldn't take the check back.
He's gonna void the lease, and he's giving us 60 days to move out. But guys, I have a plan.
And?
We're staying here. I called Holly, and she's trying to find a loophole in the lease. And Ted thought I was a drug dealer.
Why?
You and Terry on a first-name basis?
It was his insistence, but the accusations what got me thinking. Guys, we need to expand our market.
Lame! You're right, man. We can't simply count on the late-night library nerds and the drunk frat bros to cease with their, activities to make a late-night cookie run.
There's always the stoners.
Exactly. Wait, let's figure this out. We've got what, like 45,000 students on campus? Well, what percentage gets baked?
I'm gonna say half.
That's too high.
Well, yes, that is too high, Malcolm. First, we'd have to weed out all the dopes, and then add in the fatties.
This is a joint venture, right?
Hey, pipe down!
Okay. Let's say a generous 25%. That gives us what, like 8 to 10,000 potential customers? We just gotta convince them that it's worth the $2.
This may be blunt, but what makes someone want to pay $2 for one cookie?
It's the same thing that makes him pay $4.83 for a skinny caramel brulee latte. Oddly popular in the hood, man.
Exactly. We have to convince the sheep that they want it. No, that they need it. We have to tap into the stoner mentality.
You're starting to sound like a drug dealer.
Hey, but we should sell coffee, too.
But then we'd have to buy a pot.
Coffee and cookies at 3 in the morning.
Wait, 3 in the morning? I thought deliveries were ending at 1:30.
Deliveries go until 4.
But I've got class in the morning.
No, you don't. You're not even enrolled here.
That doesn't mean I still don't go.
Hey, whatever, man. I don't have to stay up till 3. I just bake the cookies in the morning and blam! Done for the day.
Actually, you do. I won't serve anything that's not fresh out of the oven.
Ah, but what about warming lamps?
Absolutely not.
Damn it, man.
People aren't going to pay $2 a pop for anything less than a rave in their mouth. Well, if that were the case, they'd buy more of that elf-made crap.
I'm still just a bit dubious about this endeavor.
Sugar and caffeine are the drugs of choice these days. And speaking of Tony, I need you to find me an addictive and exotic blend of coffee unlike anything else. It has to be worth at least like $3 of the $5 we're charging people.
Why does Tony get all the fun jobs?
Because I'm the hotel, restaurant, and institutional management major, bruh.
Look, don't worry, Jack. I have a special job for you.
What's that?
The Vespa outside? You're gonna fix it up.
But it looks so decorative laying out there on the grass.
Marijuana.
304!
Holly? Sorry, I must have dozed off.
It's too quiet in here. Where are Jack and Tony?
Well, they probably went to the bar. They usually leave a note here somewhere.
We went to the bar.
There you have it. So, do you have anything for me?
Well, first of all, did this landlord accuse you of dealing drugs?
Yeah, it was implied.
And he gave you your check back?
Yeah.
Does he think you're an idiot?
What?
He told you his name had to be on the lease that his agent already signed. She's his agent and she doesn't have a POA agreement? Plus, he questions the validity of his own lease.
But none of that matters. I just want to give him the check back.
Okay. Then the threshold question is whether you are, in fact, conducting a business.
Well, we
If it's a residential area, the violation could exist based on volume.
What volume?
Exactly. You're not conducting a business. Right now, it's just an idea.
I told him it was a startup.
Right, but until you actually start up, none of that matters. You make the product, package it, and ship it. No business takes place at said residence. If the finder of the fact states it's a business venture for tax purposes, for zoning purposes...
Are you going to torch me with legalese? What's the bottom line?
The bottom line is, he can't do anything. Once you've got the operation up and running for about a month or so, then he can complain. Serve a cease and desist order. But even then, why should he care?
I told him the same thing.
Did he think it was unusual that you wanted to start a cookie business?
Well, he thought I was dealing, so yeah. The cookies caught him by surprise.
I don't know why it would. College students nowadays would rather invent a job than find a real one.
Nice.
Well, it just so happens to be true. Give the professor...
Ted.
What?
He wants to be called Ted.
Okay, well, call Ted and arrange another meeting. This time, with your lawyer present.
304!
If we could return to my earlier point about the zoning restrictions, which apparently don't exist.
I assumed they existed. I didn't have time to look into it.
But I have. That's the point.
And I suppose you've also already looked into a small business permit, inspections, and so forth?
That would be premature.
Yeah, we're not even sure how feasible this cookie venture is. It'll take us at least a few months to sort it out.
What's to sort out? You bake them, you sell them.
Oh, this doesn't have to be unpleasant.
I just don't like being hoodwinked by a legally blonde wannabe.
Legally blonde?
I would like to remind my client, boyfriend, that he is not to speak with you directly.
You're not a lawyer. You're not even a tenant for that matter. Ted Terrio, Mr. Anderson. The War of 1812. 1812. Pretty much a draw.
Just because you went to college in the 70s doesn't mean that every college student is a dope-smoking degenerate hedonist.
I just don't want your business drawing the wrong crowd.
Well then come on! What's more wholesome than baking cookies?
I like cookies.
And the occasional hash brownie, no doubt, stemming from your own college days.
What are you talking about?
This is from the Student Herald, from your alma mater. September 5th, 1972, R.A. Theodore Terrio was the cause of the drastic fire and subsequent evacuation of Fig Hall due to the faulty wiring of his waffle iron, which he was using to light an illegal substance.
I was high once. From 1968 to 1981. What do you want from me?
We want you to honor the lease.
But your client...
Boyfriend
will soon be in violation. Assuming you can get this thing off the ground, my hands are tied.
Violation? Have you actually ever read the lease?
I skimmed it once.
There's nothing that prohibits the operation of a business within the residential confines of an establishment.
It's a standard lease we use for student housing. Why would that stipulation even be in there?
Then you admit it's not.
You just said it wasn't. I mean, you actually read the damn thing.
Added to which we have the aforementioned zoning restrictions.
Which I already admitted were...
fictitious, misleading, contrived.
Let's just say I misspoke and leave it at that.
Then you'll honor the lease.
Mel, you said it was going to take a while to get this thing off the ground?
A few months, probably. And also, it's a cookie delivery business, so there'll be no actual transactions on the premises.
Even though such transactions would be allowed.
Noted. What about equipment?
Equipment?
Were you just going to use the oven that's in the kitchen?
For the time being, for R&D.
Reefer and doping?
No, research and development.
Just a highfalutin way of saying cookie tasting?
So we can use it, or if not, I could just buy it from you.
Actually, the lease states...
No, you can use the damn oven.
Thanks. As business picks up, I'll probably spring for a double unit.
And a cappuccino machine.
Fine.
So we're good then.
As long as I never have to darken your door during the duration of the lease.
That's fine by us, Ted.
Oh, a little something to sweeten the deal.
What's this?
It's what I do.
Oh, that's good.
First one's free.
Blam! Eat up, man. That's the last batch I'm making tonight.
How many varieties is this now?
Like 6 or 7, but these are snickerdoodles. Classic.
Snickerdoodles. Aren't they just cinnamon and sugar?
Basically.
My mom used to make them for me when I was a kid. Didn't like them then either. Plus, it's a stupid name.
Come on, bro. Whose tummy wants a cookie?
Tony, I'm like 3 bites away from a diabetic coma. You're killing me here.
Snickerdoodle-doo. How many varieties is Mel looking for?
Well, he figured about 6. That way there's a little something for everybody.
I like the chocolate mint too. Now you add in a couple of classics. Oatmeal raisin, peanut butter. You're 2/3 of the way there.
Exactly. I got this banging recipe for peanut brittle crunch I've been dying to try. But Matt won't let me use peanuts on account of allergies.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Yeah.
I mean, when I was a kid, nobody had peanut allergies. Now it's like bubonic plague.
True.
It's like the new ADD.
Oh, you got weed. Cool. Hey, where's my old pal Mal anyway?
He's talking to a guy about a logo design.
I was thinking a vampire biting a cookie. What's he got in mind?
It's a vampire biting a cookie.
Cool.
What do you say we go over to Kilroy's, get a nacho platter and a couple pitchers? I just need something that doesn't have sugar in it.
I'll drive. Shotgun.
You can't call shotgun if you're driving. Shotgun, shot! Oh. Hey, Ted, I didn't think we were going to see you around here anymore, man.
Man, I figure who might stand in the way of a harmless student enterprise? Cookies. What could be more wholesome?
Yeah.
Mal cut you in for a percentage, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Acrimony is counterproductive.
304!